As we saw last week, God called Moses to lead his people out of Egypt. After the last plague, where the firstborn sons of Egypt died, Pharaoh finally sent word that God's people should leave. This is where today's story, Crossing the Red Sea, begins. It's now time for the most dramatic episode of real life from the Bible.
I can't believe all that God has done in Egypt. He's shown his power in just so many ways, and I, Moses' brother, has gotten to be a part of it all. Let me tell you, there's been some tense moments in the palace.
Aaron, don't forget that I was there in some tense moments too. I had to put baby Moses in the basket and in the river.
That's right, Miriam. You've been in there some challenging moments as well, but now we're headed out of Egypt. Maybe things are starting to look up.
Moses has us crossing all this desert land on the way out of Egypt, but he says that's God's plan. But I just feel like we're out here all on our own.
There definitely aren't a lot of people out in the desert, but we do know that God is with us, Miriam. It's almost like we can see him.
That's true, Aaron. We have this pillar of cloud that's leading us by day and a pillar of fire that's leading us by night. It's definitely God with us.
That's funny. I don't think the pillar of cloud has ever made so much noise. It almost sounds like there's thunder.
Aaron, that's not thunder. That's horse hooves. Look who's coming after us.
Who is coming after God's people?
I couldn't believe who was chasing after us. It was Pharaoh and his huge army.
I'd seen a lot of miracles in my times with Moses, but this time I thought it was all over. I was sure that those soldiers were going to capture us.
And if we went back to Egypt, well, life would not be good.
And everyone knew that, so everyone started to complain. We were scared, people were crying out, why did you bring us out to the desert to die? Weren't there any graves in Egypt? What have you done to us by bringing us out of Egypt?
We weren't just scared, we were terrified. We all thought it would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians as slaves than to die here in the desert.
Then Moses stepped forward. He really surprised me. I think I can speak for both of us there. Do you remember that, Miriam?
How could I forget? It was probably the most amazing miracle I have ever seen. Moses. He stood in God's power. He spoke more boldly than I've ever heard him speak before.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Stand firm. The Lord will deliver you this day. You see those Egyptians? You will never see them again. Just be still.
Moses, hold your staff out over the sea.
Look what God has done. Now we can walk across on dry land.
Aaron, God has saved us. Look at this miracle.
The angel of the Lord and God himself are standing between us and Pharaoh's army all the way back there. They can't get to us or even see us through that pillar of cloud and pillar of fire. It's really loud in here.
Let's go. It's time to get all the way out of Egypt.
I'm right behind you.
Did God's people make it safely through the Red Sea?
All of God's people made it through the Red Sea, and we were finally free from Pharaoh that day.
We definitely had some more excitement, though. After we were on the other side of the sea, the Egyptians did start to chase us.
Yeah, all Pharaoh's horses and chariots and horsemen followed us through into the land where the sea had been parted, but God saw the Egyptian army and threw them into a panic.
He jammed the wheels of their chariots, and they couldn't drive.
Then Moses once again reached his hand out over the sea, and the water started to flow back again. Pharaoh's army was completely swept up into the sea, and they obviously stopped chasing us because they were now swimming. We were finally free.
As we realized we were safe and that our feet were on dry ground, we praised God. I sang songs to the Lord, and all of our people danced and played instruments for God.
What a day it was. We could finally see that God had always been in control, and that God was still in control. God was watching over us then, and He still is today.
Thank you for joining us for this season of Real Life from the Bible.